Hello everybody and welcome back to Dark Forest. So I've taken some time to do a little bit of kind of planning on where things are going to be, where my fields are going to be, and where the animal pens are going to be. I've enlisted the help of my eldest daughter, actually, who made a sort of sketch and plan of where the fields will be located and the animal pens. So I did make a start on just by the red beet field, which I'm not going to be doing red beets, so that will be cultivated at some point. But I did cultivate the other field, and I did start cutting trees down, and I had put them into this sawmill. I didn't realize how fast this sawmill actually throws out wood or beams and stuff like that. So it is very fast, and as you can see, in a month this is what we've got. I did need to kind of take a small loan out to buy this trailer so we could transport these beams, as I was sort of using the painting tool to map out the area of the first field. So what we're going to do is I'm going to sell these beams first. I need to find out exactly where they sell the best, because obviously this is going to take a long time to cut the wood by hand and get it transported over to the sawmill and then turned into beams and so forth. So we're going to really need to try and strive to buy a tree harvester. So let's see where we are. Where is the best place to sell the wood? It will be at the farm garage. No, that's the garages. So let's go to the farmer's market. It's the only place we can go. Haha. Okay, so farmer's market is. Let's go and sell this wood and see what we get. So 13,000 litres of wood beams, and it's not too far to go. So yeah, so as I say, I've kind of had a sort of plan drawn out by my eldest daughter as to where everything's going to go. So we're going to try and kind of get it looking somewhat like the plans, because we have to remember that the terrain is not flat. So right, let's see what we get for these wood beams. 69,000, perfect, amazing. That's wow. Okay, so we should be able to get this tree harvester relatively quickly. So, obviously we are going to be needing to put some beams and stuff into the sheds and the house, which I have already put a stack of beams in the house. So I'm not really playing the game realistically. We're just here to have fun and try and build this map up how we want to, so we are going to do it by hand. Right, let's get the truck back over and I'll show you what's been going on so far at the forest area. I want to get bigger tires on that tractor. I don't like those thin looking tires, so we'll get new tires on that in a moment, and we are going to start getting some crops in the fields and get this other one cultivated. Right, so this is the first area here where our new field is going to go. As you can see just here, I've kind of marked out with grass where I'm going to be making our first field. So you can see the amount of trees I'm going to need to try and take out. It is going to be very time consuming doing this by hand, so hence the reason I want to try and get a forest harvester as quickly as possible. Nothing has been coming up so far. It's only been a couple of months in the second-hand shop. There's not many mods for tree harvesters, and we are looking at 449,000 for this bad boy. We could, if it works. I'm not sure if it does work, but let's have a look. And I don't think we can get tree cutter parts for the tractors and stuff, or maybe we can in the mod, but for now it's going to be a case of we're going to need to try and just build up the money and get that tree harvester. So it shouldn't take too long, actually. Not at that price we're getting for the wood. So if we can crack on and get that done, I think we should manage it no problem. But yeah, as you can see, the terrain is not flat. Like where the two fields are, it is pretty flat. Here, I could flatten it down a bit, maybe, I don't know, maybe smooth it out a bit more. But I would like to try and keep the terrain as, you know, as it is, if it's manageable. So if it is manageable, I will try and make it work that way. Right, so what I need to do is get this truck. I did clear this space here so I can get the truck in and turned around. It's a bit... So obviously we're going to need a stump grinder as well. Not sure what kind of stump grinder I'll go for, but I was thinking we could just... we have got the SF900, which is the standard one, but we could buy the tree devourer, and we can maybe just grind up the stumps that way, which would seem probably be a bit easier. So going by the plan, this whole area on this side of the water is going to be fields. There's going to be fields in here with roads going in between, and there will be, you know, trees left. I'm not going to be removing all the trees from the map, so that would take so many episodes to do. So there are going to be just fields dotted about around this area, and there will be trees in between. Some fields may have trees left in them. I may leave some trees in the middle of the fields just to kind of give it a bit of authenticity. And then across on this side of the water, hopefully I can make it work, is maybe put a couple of bridges in. And on this side is going to be animal pens. So we're going to have cows, sheep, chickens, and then we can utilize the rest of it as we wish. So that is the game plan. We're sticking to that plan at the moment. So what I'm doing with the Volvo here is we've got the new forks that can actually attach straps, meaning I can lift the trees a bit easier. I'm not sure if a lot of other people who've done the logging side of things, if you tend to find that picking the logs up with the actual log forks and stuff can be, yeah, a lot more difficult than it looks. So with this mod, it makes it a lot easier. I'm going to take this tree down. It needs to come down anyway. And I have marked the sort of perimeter trees. As you can see here, these are running along the actual perimeter of the sketch for the layout. So I've not marked every single tree. I've just marked all the trees along the route of the layout. So yeah, as I say, this is going to take quite a while. So, oh, but as I say, the little sawmill is throwing out wood very quickly, so that's always going to be handy for us, especially when it comes to building the garages and the house. Yeah, what I like to do is, or what I've kind of figured I like to do, is to grab a couple of trees. If I can get another tree somewhere here. I'm not sure if I'll get... Oh, nope, don't do that. Right, what I'll do is maybe actually try and cut a tree down where it's got space. Right, I'll cut this one down here. Yeah, the tree devourer will make short work of those tree stumps, definitely. So that'll be something well worth investing in soon as well. As I say, we took in quite a bit of money there, so I don't see why we shouldn't start early on getting the equipment that we need to do the work to get it done quicker. Right, so what I like to do is I like to, once the first tree is loaded onto the truck, is to get a second tree in. If I can. Not always the easiest, but it does work eventually. Never seem to be able to get rid of the branches on these trees as easy as we could in FS25. Seems a bit harder to do. Right, let's see if we can get this tree in. My logging skills are not the very best, so you'll need to bear with me. There we go. Right, drop that one. Right, now we'll cut this one, and then I'll strip the branches. This works out well for me, the way I'm doing it. Right. And then what I'll do is push them two together, and that means I've got two trees to pick up at the same time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Could be caught on something, but... There we go. And then just load them both in, and then cut the both of them. As I say, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it works for me. We could fill up the whole truck with the logs, but it's just kind of taking a few over at a time. Eventually we'll get to a point where we're filling Maybe needing a bigger truck and trailer to take the logs over to the little sawmill here. So as I've done the introduction video that kind of introduced you to what the plan is and what's going to be happening, this episode is just kind of the start on what we're going to be trying to achieve. But yeah, this really does throw out beams and stuff a lot really quickly. So right, so while we're here, we will go and change the tires on this thing, because I do not like those tires at all. They look like Narrows, but they're not actually Narrows. But the Narrows are ridiculously thin. I'll show you the... And I've not got crop destruction on anyway, so I'm not too worried. So I think I'll put the wide tires on. That'll give me... Yeah. There we go. That looks a lot better. So we'll go down to the shop. I'll go and purchase I need to get a seeder to put seeds into the field as well, but we're not going to worry about doing that right now. Let's get some of the fields, let's get some of them made first. But we will go and get a cultivator, and we will get rid of that red beet field. I do not like doing that. The equipment is very tiresome trying to do all that root crops. So right, pop up here somewhere. All right, cultivators. And a 5-meter cultivator, a 4-meter. 7.5 meter, we could go for that. We could just rent that out, to be honest, at the moment. So yeah, we'll rent that one out. Because eventually, it won't take us long to get to a point where we're buying everything that we need. And there is a lot of map to buy, so what I can do is put a worker on this, get that red beet field done and dusted. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably just off camera, I'll probably do a lot of the logging work off camera and just have pretty much like everything ready to sell. We can go and sell it, buy new equipment and stuff like that, and then get our field work done, get it all planned out, and get our sort of roads and stuff put in as well. So it's not going to be all logging on every episode, because I know a lot of people kind of gets a bit tiresome watching someone doing logging all the time. But there will be a path going up the left-hand side there to the fields as well. So there's going to be kind of tracks going off here and there from each field. And as I say, I'll probably leave maybe some trees on the area where the fields are, just to give it a bit more authenticity. In the UK, we have a lot of pylons and stuff in our fields, and trees and bushes and stuff like that. So, right, I will let a worker go off and do his thing, and hopefully he gets that done quite the thing as well. We'll jump back down to here. And yeah, so it's definitely not going to take us too long. Better not be blocked by an object. So yeah, we've got 2 garages to get built here. We've got our house over here we're building. I've already put wooden beams in there. So this shouldn't take too long once we get the first phase done, and then we get on to the next phase. That's the beams done. So I need to get planks and long planks, and then we can go on to the next phase of getting that done. So I'll leave it here for today, guys. As I say, this is just kind of like a quick video just to get you in the know of what's happening, what's going on, and how I'm going about doing things. As I say, I'm not using authentic lifting techniques. I'm just doing this to have a bit of fun. So I've never really done a series on a forest map. So that's the whole reason I'm doing this on this map as well. And I did see this map before, and I just never got a chance to play on it. So now I have the chance on FS25. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please leave a like. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And also hit that notification bell so you are informed of all my uploads. So with that, guys, I hope to see you all in the next one. But until then, bye for now.